What's good, YouTube? It's your boy, Blue Blood Sports TV, back at y'all with another one. So, we have some very, very interesting news. As undefeated, newly crowned, unified lightweight world champion, Australian star boxer George Kambosos Jr., 20 wins, no loss, and no draw, 10 wins by way of knockout, 28 years of age, 5'9.5", with a 69-inch arm reach, has been given a deadline now to make a decision as to who he's going to fight next. And he has until the end of next week to make a decision, or George Kambosos Jr. will not be allowed to fight in Australia, in his backyard, the down under as he calls it, okay? And his date of June 4th could be in jeopardy of not happening. So he could possibly lose his date. He could possibly lose the venue. And so the high-ups involved in George Kambosos Jr.'s fights and negotiations, his team, okay, have informed his team, which his promoter, Lou DiBella, has informed legendary promoter, top-ranked CEO and promoter, Bob Arum, who promotes two-time Olympic gold medalist, three-division world champion, Ukrainian superstar boxer, who's the former unified lightweight world champion, Vasily Lomachenko, who is 16 wins, 2 losses, no draws, 11 wins by way of knockout, 33 years of age, 5'6", with a 66-inch arm reach. With that said, Bob Arum, he stated that it's not going to happen, that they have to move on. They can't fight Vasily Lomachenko because Vasily Lomachenko, well, he's simply not available, okay? So Vasily Lomachenko is not available. He's not going to be available anytime soon. So they're pleading, that being George Kambosos Jr. And his team, to get Vasily Lomachenko into a fight with George Kambosos Jr., okay, June 4th, okay, which would be June 5th here in the States because it's actually Australia. So it would be June 5th in Australia, June 4th to us here in the States, okay? So with that said, they're pleading with Vasily Lomachenko, which sees Vasily Lomachenko and his team actually petition the Ukrainian government, which we know Vasily Lomachenko has decided to enter over in the Ukraine to help, serve and protect his country, Ukraine, with the unfortunate chain of events taking place between them and Russia, okay? So he's on the front line currently as it stands. And so his team decided that they wanted to petition to be able to allow him to leave, to be pardoned, okay? Excused and pardoned, to allow him to enter training camp to prepare for a fight with George Kambosos Jr., okay? Well, we know that's going to be hard pressed because they need all hands on deck as they are a much smaller country than Russia is, okay? And so they're up against the wall, and so what's important is what's taking place there. Now, this is interesting because you have legends like Vladimir Klitschko, Vitaly Klitschko in the sport of boxing, Hall of Famers, okay, who are on the front line as well. You have undefeated two-division world champion, Olympic gold medalist, represented the Ukraine, just like Vasily Lomachenko. Now, Vasily Lomachenko, he represented the Ukraine to the highest level, right? He won 2 Olympic gold medalists. 2 Olympic gold medalists for the Ukraine, representing the Ukraine, okay? Alexander Usyk, he won 1 gold medal. He represents the Ukraine. He's on the front line. He was scheduled to face off against two-time unified heavyweight world champion, British superstar boxer Anthony Joshua in an immediate rematch that was scheduled to take place April or May. And he has let it be known and cleared everything up. I have no interest and don't know when I'm coming back to the sport of boxing. And Joshua has to move on currently as it stands until everything settles and the dust is clear. Okay, so Anthony Joshua is currently looking for an interim fight where he can stay busy, stay active, right? Still fight around that time until he waits for Alexander Usyk to return. This is Anthony Joshua's belts. Okay, Anthony Joshua is not pushing to have Alexander Usyk stripped of the belts because they have a deal in place and a contract in place. And Anthony Joshua is understanding what's taking place. On the flip side of that, George Kambosos Jr., he has another fight, an undisputed fight with an undefeated champion who's the WBC lightweight world champion superstar boxer, Devin the Dream Haney, who is 27 wins, no loss and no draw, 15 wins by way of knockout, 23 years of age, 5'8" with a 72-inch arm reach, okay? He has that fight right now that could be lined up in place So he has 2 big fights in place until he waits for Vasily Lomachenko. Okay? So he could fight Devin Haney in Australia, make the money, the biggest amount of money he's going to make in his career, for history, for a legacy undisputed showdown in Australia, right? In front of his fans, same date, nothing changes. But he's given Devin Haney and his team the runaround, okay, in order to look to fight Vasily Lomachenko instead of fighting Devin Haney, okay? Now, what's interesting here is that Anthony Joshua, he doesn't have a big fight lined up. Anthony Joshua doesn't have anything set up, okay? So Anthony Joshua is looking for opponents to replace Alexander Usyk in the meantime, in which his promoter, Matchroom CEO and promoter Eddie Hearn, who oddly enough is in business with and co-promotes with DHP, Devin Haney Promotions, Bill, father, trainer, manager, and CEO of DHP, Bill Haney, okay? Eddie Hearn is saying that Anthony Joshua is looking for the biggest and best opponent in replacement of Alexander Usyk. Alexander Usyk is the champion, and he's in the same situation that Vasily Lomachenko is, and Vasily Lomachenko is not a champion, okay? Vasily Lomachenko does not hold the title, okay? Vasily Lomachenko lost to the man. So George Kambosos Jr., he beat the man who beat the man. So Teofimo Lopez, former unified lightweight world champion, superstar boxer, Teofimo Lopez, beat Vasily Lomachenko for the unified titles. George Kambosos beat Teofimo Lopez. So he beat the man who beat the man. And yet he's trying to fight the man who lost to the man he beat, opposed to fighting the other world champion in the division. And yet you have Anthony Joshua looking for a big fight to replace the champion in Alexander Usyk, okay? So Anthony Joshua is looking for a massive fight to replace the champion fight. George Kambosos is a champion, has a champion on deck that he could fight who's undefeated, and it will be for it'll be historic for undisputed, okay, in the glamour division and the lightweight division. Yet he's looking to fight a non-champion who's currently in the same situation as Alexander Usyk. Now, what's ironic here is this, even more ironic, as this old media, okay, they are raving about Lomachenko petitioning to be pardoned and excused from his post in his current situation defending his country. Some of these media members and old media have been around when a late, great, legendary, iconic, Hall of Fame, superstar, groundbreaking Muhammad Ali, formerly known as AKA Cassius Clay, decided that he didn't want to represent his country and defend the country, and he wanted to stay on his own soil, right? Because he felt he had nothing to do with what was taking place. And he lost the prime of his career. And when he lost the prime of his career, and at that time when he decided that he wasn't going to take that stand, he wasn't going to go defend anybody in this country, he didn't want to represent that. A lot of these members in the old media who were around then, right, or at least very aware, okay, they were ones who frowned upon Muhammad Ali's decision to not represent his country. But these are the same people, I tell you, that today's time are going to tell you how beloved and how much respect and love and admiration they had for the late, great, legendary Muhammad Ali. Okay, they're going to tell you how much admiration, how much love and respect they had for Muhammad Ali. This man lost his prime for not wanting to represent his country. He lost his prime. Okay? He lost his absolute prime for this. Years of his prime he lost. And they're applauding. See, they frowned upon Muhammad Ali. They'll tell you they love you. They loved him after he could no longer speak. Okay? But they frowned upon his decision to not represent his country. Okay? But they're praising somebody from another country that wants to leave his post, his responsibility, representing his country. He wants to leave it behind and come box, and they applaud it. They applaud it when he has another fight on deck, on hand, that he could fight. George Kambosos Jr., he could currently fight against Devin Haney for undisputed, beat Devin Haney, and then see what happens with Vasily Lomachenko in the future. By that time, to hope that things clear up with Vasily Lomachenko by that time. Okay? But no, they want to applaud it. They tell you he's a hero, Vasily Lomachenko, for even attempting to go stand on the front lines. But what about the fact that he's abandoning his people, his country, to go box? Well, they're going to tell you it's okay because he's going to now financially be able to represent his country. He's going to now be able to, help fund everything that's taking place. So Muhammad Ali lost 3 years of his prime. 3 years of his prime for standing on his beliefs and not going to represent his country. 3 years of his prime, from 67 to 70. Okay? He couldn't fight. But Vasily Lomachenko is representing in the middle, at the height of everything that's going on. It's so bad that they need to have women and children help participate to protect the country. And here you have a man who's 33 years of age. Young, strong, strapping young man. At 33 years of age. Okay? At 33 years of age. Young, strong, strapping young man. Okay? They want to, they applaud him petitioning his country to allow to him to get pardoned while his family and friends are in the worst possible position they could possibly be in. And it's being applauded by the American media, by the U.S. media, bossy media. But these are the same media members that were frowned upon Muhammad Ali's decision. But they'll applaud and praise Vasily Lomachenko abandoning his post and his people. Again, they need women and children. They are so limited. They need women and children, the elderly, to participate in the borders and protecting the country and standing their ground. And yet you have a 33-year-old young strapping man. They applaud to leave, to go box in another country, where the opponent, George Kambosos Jr., who should be ashamed of himself for even pushing for this fight, he should be saying, listen, let Lomachenko handle his business. I'm going to handle this undisputed business, become undisputed, beat Devin Haney, then fight Lomachenko in an even bigger fight in Australia in the future, in the very near future, when the dust clears and the smoke clears, and we could do it without any kickback. Yet he'll push for this fight. Let you know the state of boxing, doesn't it? So we have to see if the Ukraine. So now, to petition the Ukraine. Now you have Vladimir Vitaly Klitschko pleading to not let Canelo Alvarez face off against Dmitry Bivol because Dmitry Bivol is a Russian athlete. But yet he wants to take time out of what is going on now to give him a pardon and an excuse, and to be excused from his post defending his country to compete in this boxing. But that's all I got for y'all. Let's see how this unfolds. Let's see if they grant it. And George Kambosos Jr., he has to make a decision quickly, whether it's going to be Vasily Lomachenko or Devin Haney. And that's where the problem lies. They don't want it to be in that position where it has to be Devin Haney. That's all I got for y'all, man. Make sure you hit the like button. Drop a comment in the comment section. Let me know what y'all think. Y'all already know what it is. It's your boy, Blue Blood Sports TV. Hate, like, comment, and subscribe. You haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the bell icon, and get all the new notifications. Follow me on Instagram at Blue Blood Sports TV, all one word. Y'all already know what it is. Shout out to the entire LDBC. Shout out to New Media. Shout out to Black Media Row. Make sure you like and share the videos. That's all I got for y'all. Peace.